What's going on, all you Minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And today, I get to talk about my top 20 graphic novels, collected editions that I'm looking forward to for the rest of 2022. So, let's get started. And welcome back, everybody. Now, at the beginning of each year, I like to talk about the books I'm most excited for that particular year. I did it again, I think January 1st of this year for 2022, I talked about the books I'm most excited for that are coming out. However, not the full catalog was out by then, so that's why I decided to do it again. And I am going to be talking about the dates that they're going to be released in, and this is top 20, whether it's an Omnibus, an Absolute Edition, trade paperback, manga, or just a graphic novel, and who the publisher is. And I'm going to do it in release date order. Now, of course, these are the release dates that I have now. Pretty sure most of you all know that release dates are still up in the air when it comes to these things. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. Seriously, all that helps with the YouTube algorithm and our channel keep growing. And right now, the YouTube algorithm is whacked. So, this again is just my list of top 20. I would love to know what you are looking forward to for the rest of the year. And, of course, every month I do my top 10 essential reads, must-buys, or recommended reads for that particular month. So let's go ahead and get started with The End. This is the hardcover that is revised and expanded by Anders Nielsen. And it's an assembled work of his sketchbook over the course of the year that followed the death of his fiancée, Cheryl Weaver, in 2005. So this is a collection of short strips about loss, paralysis, and waiting, and then the transformation. It's a physical manifestation of grief, and it looks to be a powerful read and one that I've been looking forward to. I think I added it last year, but now we have more of a precise date. And yes, I did have it on my list at the beginning of the year, but now we know that it's coming out on August 3rd. Next up on the list is, I'm not a big fan of these, but some of you all gifted me artist edition, so I have to go with Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man artist edition. Todd McFarlane was my Spider-Man growing up, and he changed that book forever. Like, no matter what, the cells of the book and the way people drew Spider-Man, the way they drew his webbing, and this is an artist edition, so it's taken his full-size pages that he drew on and reprinting them in this particular collection. I assume that's from issue 316, so that might be in here. I don't know what other issues are in there. The thing with this is that even if you get them at a discounted price, $150 is pretty steep for a book that's only 192 pages, and of course in black and white. But it is a reproduction with the highest possible scan of the original artwork. And it does come in a hardcover, and they're huge, oversized, beautiful books. That one comes out on August 15th from IDW. And I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that it's Fantagraphics that's releasing The End. Justice League, it got pushed back, but New 52 Omnibus Volume 2, this is of course from DC Comics. It's a huge book, 1,256 pages at $150, and collecting pretty much the remaining run of Jeff Johns' era on Justice League, including the 2 issues that he didn't even write. So it has Justice League 24 through 52, all of Forever Evil miniseries. The DC Universe Rebirth #1 is included in here. That's pretty interesting. And it's also got DC Sneak Peek Justice League 1 and Secret Society 234. Black Adam 74, so it's got a lot of the crossover stuff with the Dark Side War in here, all the one-shots. So, of course, I'm recommending that one. You've got not just Ivan Reis, but also Jason Fabuk's art in here when he takes over the book, and he is a phenomenal artist. Then you have David Finch doing things like Forever Evil. And that one now is due out on August 23rd. As well as Black Sad, They All Fall Down Part 1. I am so excited about this. This has been years in the making. This is the latest Black Sad book by Juan Diaz Canales. The artwork, of course, supplied by Juanjo Guardino. Coming out on August 23rd, $19.99 for this particular hardcover. It's 64 pages, but it's the beginning of the new saga that has been a long time coming from Dark Horse Comics. I love that book, and it's I knew it was coming when I think they released it last year in Spain, and I knew it would be no time before we got it here. Batman No Man's Land Omnibus Volume 2 from DC Comics, $150, August 30th, and collecting the remaining parts of No Man's Land. Now, the solicits are pretty precise with what's included in the original trade paperbacks. The fat trades. Now, in the Volume 1, the solicits were wrong because they added Harley Quinn issue number 1. I love that. I thought that was a nice surprise. Hopefully, they'll add something in here like that. But the book is 150 pages, 1,000... I'm sorry. Other way around. Uncanny Omar count pretty one day. It's 1,080 pages, $150. It's a pretty expensive book. One that I've been looking forward to. It was solicited years ago, canceled. It was in the catalog last year, canceled again. But now we have a date of August 30th from Dark Horse Comics. The Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service, Book 5 Omnibus. I have been waiting years for this. This is by Eiji Otsuka, and it's about a group of people with extraordinary powers that solve crimes, and I cannot wait to get this book. And of course, there's Corpse. So it is graphic, I will say that. So it does have mature content. It is a horror book, but it is funny, coming out on August 30th. The illustrations are Ozui Yamazaki and Bunpei Yorifuji. So that is now coming out on August 30th, 648 pages, and I cannot wait. And on top of that, they are reprinting Omnibus Editions Volumes 1 through 4 if you want to check it out. Like I said, it's graphic, but oh my gosh, it's an awesome read. 7 to Eternity from Image Comics, finally coming out on September 7th. This was supposed to come out last year. I assume because it's a deluxe edition that this is going to be oversized. Hopefully like the rest of the Rick Remender library when it's coming out in hardcover format. Collecting all 17 issues for $59.99. Rick Remender, Jeromo Pena, Matt Hollingsworth does a lot of the colors in here. And you also have artwork by James Herron. But so excited for that book. X Factor by Peter David Omnibus Volume 2. Or what I like to call X Factor Investigations Volume 1. Peter David, Pablo Raimondi, Ryan Sook. Oh, this was such a freaking surprise when I got to announce this. 1,128 pages and $125. Collecting Madrox 1 through 5. So this is, of course, after House of M. There's only 198 powered mutants. Everybody else has been depowered. Mutant Town is a mess. And that leads into the X Factor ongoing series. So it's the return of Peter David writing these. I wouldn't even call some of these characters B tier. I'd call them C tier characters. So X Factor 1 through 20, 21 through 24, the A stories, 25 through 39, X Factor The Quick and the Dead, the Layla Miller one-shot, and the crossover with She-Hulk 31. I cannot wait for this. It is one of the most underrated, not just X-Men titles, but also one of the most underrated Marvel titles. And if you've been reading Hulk and enjoying those, it's a different tone, but oh my gosh, there's so much, there's so many damn good stories in here. Now, hopefully the sales of this will be good enough to get a Volume 3. Oh, I would love the whole library there. And speaking of the whole library and Volume 3, oh my gosh, I would love the New Warriors Classic Omnibus Volume 2, but I'd love for that to sell to get a Volume 3. So this is the Fabian Nicieza, and now Derek Robertson joining him on artwork for the last part of Fabian's run. So this goes all the way to issue 53. Which ends his run. It's got a couple of annuals, and it's got the crossovers with Night Thrasher and Nova. I believe by that point, Kurt Busiek was writing Night Thrasher. But New Warriors, that was my jam. I loved it, and that is a book that I think we helped make happen when we got Volume 1 reprinted, so it'd be so awesome to get all of it finally on the shelf. I didn't even know about this until somebody messaged me on my overview of the Titan books, and that is the Lone Sloane box set. So this is the Philippe Druillet series of Lone Sloane, the lost astronaut that's going through different dimensions of space and time. And it's got the 6 voyages of Lone Sloane in here, Delirious, and Gale. So it's got 3 books in there. They're oversized. I mean, they are huge books. And I can't wait to see what it looks like in the slipcase. I'm so glad they are collecting them in that format because a couple of them have been out of print. So for you that have been wanting to get into it and you don't want to get into a specific series because, hey, it's out of print, like Volumes 3 and 4. I don't need to find a Volume 1 if I can't get 3 and 4. well, now's your chance to get it. And that one is published by Titan Comics. Black Panther by Christopher Priest, Omnibus Volume 1, coming out on October 11th from Marvel Comics. My favorite run on Black Panther, finally being collected in omnibus format. You'll need 2 volumes, so hopefully we'll get a volume 2 sometime next year, I hope. This collects the first 33 issues of his run, the crossover with Deadpool 44, and material from Marvel Double Shot number 2. 840 pages, $100. Oh, I love this run. I think, to me, when people ask me, like, is it easier to get into Black Panther with Christopher Priest, I think it's a lot easier to get into Black Panther with Reggie Hudlin or Ta-Nehisi Coates. But the payoff to Black Panther by Christopher Priest is a lot better. Oh, man, in that run. It's so good. And that one's got, I think, it's Mark Teixeira is the artist on that book. Now, one that I'm very excited for, even though I own most of this, actually probably all of this, is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Compendium Volume 1. Now, this is a hardcover because this will be the dimensions and size of that Lock and Key Compendium. So, really what it is an omnibus format. And $150, 832 pages. It is pretty pricey. Didn't even see the prices until just now. Now, this is rumored to be collecting the Mirage Studios issues of Ninja Turtles, but it's supposed to collect everything, not just the Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman stuff. So the stuff that was missing from those particular volumes of the big, oversized books. And that's the reason why I'm adding it on the list, and I really hope that's true. I hope that it's the complete thing, not skipping any issues, because there were other people that came in and worked on the Turtles, but I mean, it is crediting Michael Dooney, Ryan Brown, Jim Lawson, Steve Bissett, and Eric Talbot, so here's hoping. I guess I'll have to see the closer we get to the release date of that, and the release date of that looks to be right now October 11th. Tales from Harrow County Library Edition, right off the bat. I hope to get a chance to talk to Dark Horse about how great it would be to reprint the Harrow County Library editions again. $39.99, 224 pages. Cullen Bunn, Tyler Crook do a couple of the stories in here, but it's also a bunch of other creators like Naomi Franquist and Emily Schnall. But this is stories that center around Harrow County. Oh, I love that book. And it comes out on October 18th, so right around Halloween. Perfect timing. On October 25th, What If? Into the Multiverse Omnibus Volume 1. Hell yes. This was my What If series growing up. I love the classic stuff, but this collects What If number 1, the one-shot from 88, and What If 1 through 39. By the way, if it's a Marvel Omnibus, I'm putting all the covers here on my right, your left. And Quasar number 30. So absolutely getting this. I'm so excited for this book. And for those of you asking me if Marvel goes out of print with the classic stuff, can they still reprint it with the Conan books in it? What If Conan? I don't know the answer to that, honestly. And I don't think it's the case if just what I'm reading into. Coming out November 1st, Flash by Mark Waid, of course. Oh my gosh. Over a decade of waiting for this particular book to be collected in omnibus format. This run is so special to me. Without this run, there would be no Jeff Johns Flash. Oh man, this is so good. Collecting 62 to 91, annuals 4 through 6, Green Lantern 30 through 31 and 40, Flash Special number 1, and Justice League Quarterly number 10. Wow, this one's also $150, 1,088 pages. I think that might be the new price point for DC Omnis, despite of the page count. On November 2nd, now keep in mind, Flash is November 1st because it's Penguin Random House, but depending on where you get your books, it could come out November 2nd. Die hardcover by Kieran Gillen and Stephanie Hans. I have been waiting to read this. I read the first trade paperback, and I love the artwork. I love the concept. It's like a role-playing game. And I wanted to get it in a hardcover format. There are some creators that you just come to expect they're going to get a hardcover treatment if you wait around a little while. I have been wrong, though. Sometimes some of the Jeff Lemire stuff has not been available in hardcover format, surprisingly. This is, of course, only talking about Image Comics. But there are some creators that, if it's got Rick Remender on it, or Jason Aaron, or Jonathan Hickman, more than likely their work that are only available in trades are going to be available in hardcover format. November 15th, man, it's going to be rough. Berserk 41. Of course it's on my damn list. It's my favorite manga. And this is the final volume by the creator Kentaro Miura. So before he left us, before he passed away last year, he left behind one final volume. And this is it. 30 years of this man's work wrapped up in this. 30 plus years, sorry. We're in 2022. It all comes to this. And I know the story is going to continue. And people are like, how can you not be excited that it's going to continue? I will still read it. I'm not saying I'm not going to read it. It's just not going to be the same. So, of course, I'm excited for that book. That one's November 15th, 176 pages, $14.99. The book that we all made happen, coming out on November 29th, Wolverine Omnibus Volume 3. We made the sales of Volume 1 get us a Volume 2, because that was the whole bet. I told David that if they reprint Volume 1, the sales would be so much better than they were when they originally released it over a decade ago. And the sales were so strong that it got reprinted again, and we got a Volume 2. And now we have a Volume 3. That's our legacy. That's Near Mint Condition. That's what you all did. So all three covers are over here, but the one for me, it's, oh my gosh, Jim Lee. I love it. I mean, I wish they had gone with the 33 that I wanted with the 3 claws as a variant cover. Maybe it'll be on the spine somewhere. It'll be on the spine of the book or the cover that I don't want. My look. But collecting Wolverine 31 through 59, Bloody Choices, Reign of Terror, Ghost Rider, Wolverine, Punisher, Heart of Darkness, X-Men 4 through 7. If you watch Matt My X, we got all of this except for X-Men 4 through 7, which is the introduction to Omega Red, and material from Marvel Fanfare 54 to 55. We even had those in there. And Marvel Comics Presents 85 through 108, which introduces us to Cyber. Now, the only thing that's missing from this is the Charleston Chew issue that I was fighting for, that we keep in there. Ascender Deluxe Edition. I love the Ascender series, so now we're getting Ascender, collecting all 18 issues of Ascender in this hardcover, beautiful format. Dustin Nguyen, Jeff Lemire. This is another Jeff Lemire. See, hardcover eventually. But I was saying, this is the one that I've been waiting to read. I know it's been out in trade paperback, but I knew this was going to come, so of course I was going to wait for this. And to wrap up my top 20 for the rest of the year, Absolute Swamp Thing by Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson. Oh my gosh. So I heard the colors are being touched up, but they're not touched up like they're changing and modernizing the colors. They're being touched up like when Marvel does the restoration of art for their Golden Age and their Silver Age books. So they're getting, somebody professionally in there to clean up the colors, and I love it. So we're going to have this oversized Bernie Wrightson art with the original colors touched up, not modernized, collecting House of Secrets 92 and Swamp Thing 1 through 13. I cannot wait for this book. 344 pages, $100. Damn, that's how you end this list. I know the Omnibus is out, and for some reason I never did get it. It's one of those that just, I'll get it one day. But that's how you end a list. Now, when these books come out, don't forget to pre-order and check them out from our sponsors. If you live in Europe and are interested in pre-ordering or purchasing Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC big books within the EU. Flat shipping of €9.90 for EU countries. Extremely careful and sturdy packaging. Emails are answered within 24 hours. And they have a superb selection of new releases and out-of-print books on their website. Just head over to waltzcomicshop.com for more great deals and rare titles. And for a limited time, you can use the code NEARMINTCONDITION, all one word, at the checkout for free shipping to all EU countries with your first order. Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price.
They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more.
And that was my top 20 list. Let me know in the comments down below what you're most excited for the rest of 2022. And if it slipped into 2023, I'm sorry, because there are some books that I'm excited for that are in 2023. So I couldn't really talk about them on this list. It's hard to come up with a top 20 when you have so much interest in so many different types of books. But anyway, I would love to know your list, even if it's not a top 20, if it's top 5 or top 10, the remaining of 2022. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. We are on Spreadshop and Patreon, and thank you so much to our patrons. Could not be doing videos like this without you all. Everyone stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.